Hey loves, are we live? I don't know what Facebook is doing. Okay, now we're live. I might have been live the whole entire time. Hi, my loves. Facebook has like changed around how they have done the, what do you call this thing? Live video, like how you start it. So it is just now 2 o'clock my time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a second to log in. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. If you see me like looking all crazy over the screen, it's just because I'm trying to figure out this new live setup. They like have moved everything. I swear to God, when I came back from my social media break, like I'm gone for 18 days and then I come back and like everything on Facebook looks different. And I'm like, ooh, look at all the energy shifting. So bear with me as I figure out what the fuck is happening. Hello, Brittany. As you're tuning in, the point that I was trying to make is let me know in the comments below where you're tuning in from, what you're grateful for today, and what your intention is for this webinar. This is the Full-Time Biz Queen webinar. This is an idea that I actually channeled during my 18-day social media break and staycation. And it made so much sense to me. I was like, why the fuck haven't I created this sooner? Like, it's been 7 years since I went full-time in my business. And I feel like this is especially what the world needs right now with everything that's been happening in 2020. So I'll explain more in a minute, but I want to give you guys a minute to hop on, like I said. So let me know in the comments below where you're tuning in from, what you're grateful for today, what your intentions are. Hello, Brittany. So glad you are here. So everybody just get comfortable, get some water, some wine, some tea. I know it's like evening time for some of you. Here in Hawaii, it's the middle of the day. Some of you guys are on the other side of the world. I can't even talk. Dami is tuning in from Germany. Hello, beautiful. Thanks for coming on. I'm really excited that you all are here. Even though my businesses have changed over the years, it has always been my passion and obsession to help women specifically to create a business where they can leave that job that's sucking their soul dry and to follow their passions, to live a life of freedom. Like, that's what lights my fucking soul up. And I just feel like over the last 8 years since I launched my first business, I have talked to you and helped thousands of women that are just like maybe you're feeling right now. Like, you're so fucking ready to take your side hustle to full time. You're so fucking ready to have that freedom, to have the abundance. Give me some emojis below if that is you. I'm going to go over a few housekeeping things before we get started, and then we're just going to dive in. So if you're just coming on one last time, as usual, you guys know how it goes. Let me know in the comments below what you are grateful for today, where you're tuning in from, and what your intentions are for this video. I'm also very, what is the word for me today? My energy is, I've been grounding, let's just put it at that, all day, because the energies have been really intense lately. And my sleep has been insane for the last week and a half. There's a lot of things happening on the planet, but that's not what this video is about today. So I'm making sure I have root chakra music on right now so that I can be grounded and make sense for you. But if you have questions and I'm not making sense, feel free to type them in the chat box. I'm just going to encourage you guys to grab any crystals you feel led to do or to grab. I have some sage right here. You can't see what I'm doing. It just looks awkward. It's down here. I'm feeling guided right now to have everybody to just close their eyes. Unless you are driving, please do not close your eyes. Just take a few deep breaths in and out. Breathing in and just filling yourself up with this beautiful, glittery pink, loving energy. And breathe out and just let go of any stagnant energy and just see this black, gray smog leaving your body. So breathing in, feeling that beautiful pink energy of love fill you up, and then breathing out, seeing that smog leaving your body and letting go. Breathing in one last time, feeling all that beautiful pink abundance and love, and breathe out and surrender and let go. Allow yourself to come into this present moment. This is something that I do in all of my online courses and my coaching programs and all of that. I always invite you to close out any distractions. Put your phones on airplane mode, turn them off, close your door, Do whatever you need to do, because this time is for you. And if you're here, you're really desiring to take your business to the full-time level. You're really desiring more freedom, more abundance. So it's time to put your dreams as a priority. And this is why I asked you to do this. It's not for me, it's for you. I want you to give you yourself your undivided attention. Because what you put in is what you get out. Did I say that opposite? No, I think I said it right. You guys know what I mean. So really just be in this present moment. I still have my eyes closed. You can still have your eyes closed if you want to too. I'm feeling everyone else needs some grounding as well. This is why we're doing this. I just go with the flow. Didn't know we were going to do this. Breathe out any anxiety or anything that's coming up, and just let go of anything you feel like you need to do or you have to do later tonight or that you need to do tomorrow or next week or next month or next year or 10 years from now. Fucking forget all of it right now. Come into this moment. Come into your body. Really feel your root chakra being grounded into the earth. You can hear the beautiful birds here in Hawaii supporting you. They're outside singing to you. You can envision yourself here in Hawaii with me, if that makes you happy, all the beautiful grounding energy of the nature here. And just visualizing a tree trunk growing from your root chakra and connecting in with the earth. And seeing those roots going all the way down to the core of the earth. Feeling that love and support. Then just place your hands over your heart. I'm only placing one hand over my heart because I don't know if my sage is still lit or not, and I don't want to burn myself. So placing both hands over your heart and just breathing love into yourself and repeating the mantra, thank you, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. Thank you, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And you can open your eyes. You guys are probably like, what the fuck? This is a business webinar. What in the fuck are we actually doing right now, Jess? But if you're here, you probably know that I'm all about the woo-woo. The reason we did that is so that we could all be in the present moment, so that you could all really ground in, fucking forget about everything else that you feel like you have to do, like I said, and really be here and now and absorb the information. And I just felt like it was really important to send that clearing energy into your heart chakra to forgive yourself for whatever mistakes, I'm going to say in quotations, because there's no such fucking thing. Like, I feel like the more quote unquote mistakes and failures people make, the more successful they are. Like, I have failed, I'm saying it in quotations again, failed and failed and failed and fucked up so many times these last 8 years since I started my first business. But that is the shit that teaches you what to do in your business, what not to do, what works, what doesn't work. It builds that resiliency in you, and you're never going to figure it out the first time. So it's time to fucking forgive yourself is the point that I'm making. It's time to let go. Where you're at right now in your business is exactly where the fuck you're meant to be, okay? There's so much shit that I went through in my second business. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But there were so many times that I wanted to give up. So many times. Even recently, I was like, am I supposed to give up? That's a whole other story for another day, but the point that I was making is you're exactly where you're meant to be, even if it feels like you're not. So let's go ahead and dive in. I just felt like we had to do that, like I said, to ground us. Oh, I see all these comments coming in. Let's see. Hi, Stephanie. I'm glad you needed this. I was right. I'm glad I felt it. Hi, Tamra from BC, Canada. That was when I need to be more present, lots of anxiety lately. Yes. Well, since all of you are my fellow spiritual, soulful sisters, I'll just give you a brief overview. I'm going to be talking about this on my Light Workers Abundance Academy call this week, but I just want you to know that if you're going through some shit right now, what's happening right now is a lot of darkness, a lot of shadow stuff is coming up right now to be healed, because we're about to go through this huge, really big global awakening. You know, that's already been starting and happening, but it's really ramping up right now. And I've been talking with my healer about it, and I have a lot more information, but I just wanted to share that with you today. We'll be talking about it, like I said, in my Light Workers Academy this week, for those of you that are in there. And yeah, just know that you're not alone, and know that this stuff is all coming up to be released. It's coming up for your good. And if you're an empath like me, this is why we have to keep grounding, to keep clearing, to clear our chakras, to cut the fucking energetic cords, and to release energy. And this applies to business, because if you're in a fucked up energy all the time, if you have all these energies corded to you, if you're not grounding, if you don't have boundaries as an empath or highly sensitive person, your business will not succeed. And I didn't even put this in the notes for today, but I think that's something we're supposed to briefly discuss. So I want to give you guys a few housekeeping things before I dive into the meat of the call. So there is an opportunity to win an oracle reading from me, and it can be business specific or it can be about anything that you want. All of life is interconnected though, so if one area of your life is off, that's going to affect your business. But there's 3 things that you have to do to enter into win this oracle reading with me. And I love doing oracle readings for my clients. They have amazing shifts, have clarity, have confidence, all the things when they get readings from me. So this is a really powerful opportunity. So I'm just looking at my notes so I don't leave anything out. The first thing you have to do to qualify to win an oracle reading is to invite 10 people to this Facebook group, and then just send me a screenshot to my email address. It's jess@therealjbomb.com. I'm trying to copy and paste it below. Will it let me? There it goes. Copy and paste the screenshots of the invites. That's the first thing. The second thing is to post on either Instagram or Facebook about this webinar. You can take a screenshot of this right now. You can use a quote. You can use a pretty image you found on Pinterest. You can use a picture of your laptop, a selfie, whatever you want to use, and just share your biggest takeaway. But you have to make sure you tag me. So my Instagram handle is TheRealJBomb. I'll copy that below, or you can just tag me here on Facebook, whichever you're doing, or you can do both for bonus points. The last thing you have to do, and the third thing, is to share the recording link, which will be, let me put that in the comments. I'll have this up on my YouTube channel. Oh, that link's probably not going to work. Just kidding. Don't use that link. You're going to go to my YouTube channel because I will upload this there later. I'm just grabbing my YouTube channel link. So you just have to send this link out to at least 5 friends. So just to review, to qualify for the Oracle Reading giveaway, number 1, invite 10 people to the group. Send me a screenshot at jess@therealjbomb.com. Number 2, post on either Facebook or Instagram and tag me. On Instagram, it's @therealjbomb about the webinar and your biggest takeaway. And then number 3, share the recording link, which will be uploaded on my YouTube link below, with at least 5 friends. That's it. And the last thing is, this webinar will stay up for 7 days. So you have a chance to listen to it for the next 7 days. All right, so let's get into today. We're going to talk about how to take your side hustle to a full-time business. Leave me some emojis in the comments below. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know what questions you have, if you have anything going into this, like your biggest burning desires that you have. Like I said, this was an idea that I channeled during my 18-day social media detox earlier this month, which completely changed my life. And like I said earlier, I was like, why didn't you think of this before? It's been 7 years, like I said, since I went full-time in my first business and left my corporate job. So I haven't had to work for any other motherfucker for 7 years, besides this bitch right here. And I love teaching women how to do this. It's been my passion, it's been my obsession. Like I was saying earlier, even though my businesses have changed over the years, this is one of the things that I've always taught, is to teach you how to have your own online business, to take it to a full-time business. And I feel like my passion really started for this because, I'm a small town girl. I grew up in South Carolina. I never lived outside of the southeastern United States until, I can't do math right now, 2015. So that was 5 years ago. So I was either 27 or 28, depending on what time of the year it was. Someone's trying to call me. Gotta decline it. All right. And I got the opportunity. I've lived all over the world the last few years. I've lived in Australia. I've lived in Bali. I've lived here in Hawaii 3 times. I've lived in California 3 or 4 times or something like that. And I just got to see so much of the world. But that was never my intention, when I started my first business. When I started my first business, I was 25 years old. I was working at a corporate job. And, I did the thing that society tells us to do, right? I got my bachelor's degree in business right after I graduated high school. Then I got a corporate job right after college. Then I got promoted really quickly. I won Employee of the Year, Employee of the Quarter, all these things. I got my master's degree through that company. I was on track to be promoted to one of the most prestigious positions in that location. and I was only like 24 or 25, I can like feel the anxiety that I felt back then. That's why I'm breathing like that. But I just remember like waking up and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this is life? Like, my family, I lived in Georgia. I moved out of the state finally when I was 21. And I moved to Georgia, like an hour away from where my parents lived in South Carolina. And I never got to see them. And they were 1 hour away. And I barely had a life. I barely had time for anything. And I was like, this is bullshit. There has to be more than life to this. And then I remember just starting my first business. This comes back to the point that I was making. For fun, for fulfillment. Because I had lost 60 pounds my senior year of college. It completely changed my life. And I was like the go-to person at my corporate job for health and fitness. Like, people would ask me about recipes and workouts. And I just loved sharing that with people because my health and wellness journey gave me so much confidence after struggling with confidence my entire life. And I was like, wow, how cool would it be? You know, one of my friends got me into my health and fitness coaching business. That was my first business that I launched online in 2012. And I was like, how cool would it be to help other people feel as good as I feel now? That's it. I actually didn't think I would ever make money. I actually didn't think it was ever possible for me to make 6 figures or pay off all my debt or live all over the world. I just started with the intention that I want to fucking help people. And then I got into the personal development world, and that's why I do what I do now, is because I want to pay it forward and teach you all the things that I've learned these last 8 years, investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself, going to conferences and events and reading books and hiring coaches and buying courses. So the personal development world started to open my eyes to everything. Wow, this shit is really fucking possible. Like, I can do whatever I want. And I had a fire that lit under my ass so much that I was like, I'm fucking doing this. I remember waking up one day, and this was when I was more religious, and I remember hearing the voice of God tell me, it's time to quit your job. And I was like, what? Oh my God. I immediately felt like that panic come in, like, well, what if my business doesn't work? Like, what if it fails? What if this? What if that? But like, I knew I had to do it. And my freedom and my happiness, like, it mattered to me so much more than the what ifs. But I also had so much faith that I knew it would fucking work out somehow. However, I had a lot of mindset blocks and energetic blocks to overcome because I was terrified of selling. I was terrified to get on videos. I was terrified to show up as myself authentically online. I was terrified to tell people about my business, to tell people how much it cost to work with me. And then I went to this conference in 2013 and it changed my life. And I remember the woman saying, and this still resonates with me to this day because even though I'm not religious anymore, like, I still believe in God, angels, universe. To me, it's just the same thing now. But she was saying that God put specific people on this planet to have this kind of online business, to really help people have freedom, to help change people's lives. There's so many miserable people out there that need this opportunity. And I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm getting out of my own fucking head. I'm moving past all of this shit in my head, all these negative thoughts about myself, all of this lack of confidence, all these limiting beliefs, and I'm fucking doing it because people deserve this. And I am here to help change the fucking world. And then shortly after that, I quit my job. So it was less than a year after launching my first business that I actually went full-time in my first business. And it's really crazy to me now. It was 7 years this April. It's like, I need to breathe because I'm getting too excited. It's crazy to me. And like I said, this has been my passion over the years, is to help other people do the same. Give me some fucking emojis below. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. And I am here to tell you, 7 years later, after never having to work for anyone else, yes, there's absolutely going to be hard times in business. There's going to be things that you have to learn, but that's why you have coaches and people like me that are here to support you. And again, it was so much more fucking worth it to me to let go of the quote-unquote security of having a job and having that salary or whatever. And I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to be free. And I made so much more money the last 8 years than I could have ever made. It probably would have taken me, oh my God, I can't even do that kind of math. It probably would have taken me 20 or 30 years, maybe longer, in my corporate job to make the kind of money that I've made these last 7-8 years. And again, that was never my goal. My goal was to help people. So it's like, is it really that secure? Is it really that secure to hang on to something that's suffocating your fucking soul because you have health insurance or because it's a stable paycheck coming in? Now, I'm not telling you to just walk away like not having any money in your business unless you feel called to do that. You know, there's been some crazy leaps of faith that I've made along the way, but only do that if it feels right to you. You know, there is like a security and grounding that you do need for your business to succeed. So you always have to listen to your own intuition when making those choices. But that goes into what I'm going to be talking about today. How have I done this? How have I taken this business that I started? I just saw 222. How did I go full-time so quickly? How have I continued to make it, continued to sell millions of dollars online, to pay off debt multiple times, to inspire thousands of clients and help thousands of clients? How have I done it? That's what we're going to talk about right now. I'm going to look at your comments first. I know we're already 20 minutes in, but it felt really important to talk about all of this today. Excuse me, relate so much. That's clearly good. Tamara has a question. I will come back to the question in just a minute. Jacqueline says, I'm so scared of the same things. Totally get it, girl. So I'm actually going to give you guys some tips that you can use to overcome these fears here in just a minute. Tamara left some emojis. Love it. Okay, so this new full-time Biz Queen program that I've created is based on the entire chakra system. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And you might be like, what the fuck do the chakras have to do with business? And the answer is everything. And the answer is also, this is the missing link that you've probably not been applying. And most other people, I guarantee you, I know there's tons of programs out there about how to launch a business or how to go full-time or create a side hustle or whatever. I guarantee you there might be like 2 of them, if that, teaching you the things I'm going to teach you today. And this is the missing link. This stuff is so fucking important, and it's made all of the difference in the world for me. You know, before, when I wasn't incorporating the chakra work, I feel like I was more manic manifesting in my business, where my income wasn't sustainable and I had a lot of fears. And yeah, so the chakra work changed fucking everything for me. It's how to grow a sustainable business, because my first business, there were seasons where I built that business really high and it was not sustainable, and then it came crashing down. And I've had to go through phases of rebuilding. Even launching my second business, it's been a year and a half now. There's been phases where I've had to go through rebuilding, but that's just how business works in life. You know, we go through seasons. But the point that I'm making is when you work with the chakras and you incorporate that with the strategies as well, like the practical strategies, like you can't just meditate all day, you actually have to do some strategies. But I'm not gonna teach you to do some bullshit that people are like, it pisses me off so fucking much. Every time I see stuff on YouTube that's like, do this Facebook ad and reach 10,000 people, or like, what was the one I saw today? I don't even know. It's just all this stuff, it feels so salesy and scummy and slimy, and I'm not going to teach you any of that fucking shit. I'm going to teach you how to do things that feel good to your fucking soul, because that is what attracts the clients to you. So it's a combination of the practical and the spiritual, but we can't just do the mindset work. That we have to do the chakra work as well. And I remember when I first learned about the law of attraction, this is why I was manic manifesting. I was only doing the mindset work. I was only doing affirmations to reprogram my brain. I wasn't incorporating it with the embodiment, the chakra work. Because to manifest in our business, in any area of life, we can't just say, I'm a 6-figure earner over and over and over, and just that alone does not work. We have to feel it in our body. Our body has to believe that it's true. When I got my first business to 6 figures back in 2015, it was the end of 2014 that I did the work at the end of the year to get it there. At the beginning of 2015, I used to go on runs every single day. I didn't run every day. Whatever kind of workout I was doing, I'm thinking of, I still feel it now, like in the run. I lived in North Carolina at the time, in Charlotte. And I would go running through my neighborhood, and people probably thought I was fucking nuts, but I didn't care. I was like, I'm a 6-figure earner, I'm a 6-figure earner, and feel it. And if you don't feel it energetically in your body, if you can't attach the feeling to it, that means you have energetic blocks in your chakras, and that's why we do the chakra work. And I teach chakra works in every program that I've ever launched, for the most part, whether it's about self-love or business or money mindset or whatever the fuck it is. But this new program is a comprehensive thing of everything that I've done the last 8 years. I've never taught all of this together. So this is like an exact roadmap of how to go full-time in your business. Like, fucking quantum leap into that shit. Now, of course, I can't promise you any kind of result. It's going to take different times for different people, depending on where you're at in your business, where your mindset is, where your chakras are. But this is like the secret sauce. So tell me in the comments, are you fucking ready to learn? Now that we've gone through a 25-minute chat about other things. But it's all applicable. Like, everything that I did before this, it was the foundation. We had to do the grounding first. We had to go through the intros. I had to give you guys my story so this all was grounded in and could really make sense, and so that you're present with me. All right. So when I tuned in and meditated this morning, I asked God, angels, universe, what do these beautiful women coming to this webinar need to know most? Because we only have time today to talk through a few of the chakras. Excuse me, hang on a second. Apparently I'm having some throat chakra action happening. So I instantly got 4 words. And here's like a pro quantum leaping tip for business, is to pray and ask your angels for help every single morning. Ask them, what do you want me to post online today? Who do you want me to talk to? What programs do you want me to create? What do my clients need right now? What do my soul sisters need right now? This is a prayer I've been doing every day for years. And every single thing I've ever created, I've created probably 16 or 17 online courses in the last year and a half. All of them have been divine downloads because of my prayers, because of my connection to God, angels, universe, because of me saying these prayers and tuning in. So here's the words I got today when I tuned in and asked, what do you beautiful women listening need? And men, because I know a few men are attending. So the words that I heard, I'm looking at my notes, I heard fear, confidence, trust and faith, and also surrender. So give me some emojis below if those resonate with you. And Tamara, I will come back to your question. I'm going to do that at the end. Let me just leave myself a note for that so I don't forget. I feel like we need to keep digging through this and then get to questions. Tamara says, I'm so ready. Fuck yes. All right. I put a note here of something to talk about, but I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, okay. So this goes into what I was explaining earlier, how I was talking about I never set the intention to make this amount of money. I never set the intention to live all over the world. I mean, I did, but like not when I first started. I never believed I could do any of that. That's not why I did my business. And I had a really, really deep mission and purpose, like I explained. Like, I have to fucking teach the whole world how to be able to have their own business too, how to live this life of freedom that I've been able to create. In my previous business, how to lose, I don't even like to talk about it, losing weight, but how to be healthy, how to love your body, how to love yourself. There was always a deep mission and purpose in that. And when you have a really deep mission and purpose and a big why, that is what will drive you to show up for your business every day, because it's not always going to be rainbows and fucking butterflies. Sometimes you want to give up. I've wanted to give up lots of times these last 8 years. Lots of fucking times, because I'm a human. I have an ego. I go through shit. I've gone through depression. I've gone through the hardest last few years of my fucking life. But I keep showing up because of this deeper purpose and mission. And when you align your heart chakra, with that passion, with that purpose, you're never going to find it difficult to manifest money or to manifest clients unless you have energetic blocks in your other chakras or limiting beliefs that are holding you back. But once you do all of that work, it's going to be inevitable that you will achieve success if you continue doing the work. And this work never fucking stops. I do this work continuously alongside my clients all the fucking time. And this is why I do what I do, because like, how can coaches really help people if they're not doing the same thing, if they're not practicing what they preach, if they haven't been there? But recently, I felt like I needed something deeper, because these things obviously move me, but I felt like there was something more moving inside of me. So I'm giving you guys a bonus lesson right now, because I guess I'm supposed to talk about this. This is a little bit about the heart chakra, and then we'll talk about the fear, confidence, trust, and surrender. So let me know, have any of you watched The Down to Earth with Zac Efron? I'm just laughing because it's Zac Efron. documentary on Netflix. Also starring in it is Darren O'Lean. He makes this superfood smoothie that I've drank the last 8 years of my life. It's amazing, and I've met him at a conference before. He's adorable. I watched that documentary like in one day, and it inspired me so much. And I was like, angels, God, angels, universe, I really want to help the planet because global warming is really fucking up the planet. Like, they had filmed that show, I guess in 2018, and at the end of the season, they were talking about the fires in Malibu, California. And I was living there at the time. I lived right down the road from Malibu in Santa Monica, and I remember that happening. And I might sound ignorant when I say this, but this is just not something I had a lot of information on. I didn't really know that much about what was causing, like, I had a very general understanding about global warming and why we're having more natural disasters. And it's so interesting because here in Hawaii, we almost got hit by a hurricane this weekend. And it was right after I watched that documentary. But it's like all these things are happening because of global warming. And I'm like, God, angels, universe, I want to do something to help put this to an end. Like, ever since I moved here to Hawaii the first time 4 years ago, I have felt such a deep connection to the planet, to Mother Nature. It's helped me heal so much. And, you know, I donate, like, to ASPCA to help the animals every month. But I decided, like, the answer came to me instantly, that I'm going to start donating a portion of my proceeds to whatever causes it is that I find that are in alignment with this documentary that they talked about. I've noticed, I think it was Darren O'Lean had it on his Instagram. Fuck, my computer's about to die. I have to go grab my charger. I'll still keep talking though. I charged it beforehand, so I don't know what's happening. But once I aligned with that, my heart was so fucking excited. I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm more excited now than I've ever been. And I get to help, sorry if I'm giving you guys a boob shot. I get to help all these amazing women this month to take their side hustle to full time, and I get to save the fucking planet. Like, how fucking magical is that? 1 second, friends. Okay. Let me look at the chat box. So funny, I've written about all of those this week. I love it. It keeps prompting me to watch it. Haha. You gotta watch it, girl. It's amazing. The documentary is called Down to Earth with Zac Efron. So that was a tangent that I felt like I had to go on about your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is the bridge between your upper chakras and your lower chakras. So this is the connection between the spiritual world and the physical world. And if you're not familiar with the chakras, I do have my Chakra Ebook here in the group. It's pinned to the top of the group page. So go download that if you haven't. I know many of you, some of you are existing clients, some of you worked with me in the past, you know about the chakras. But if you don't, the chakras, go download the ebook first of all. And the chakras are essentially just energy centers throughout our body. There's 7 main ones, but we have hundreds all together. And they're energetic. I can't fucking talk. I need to ground. They're energy centers throughout our body, and everything's energy. So when we have anything like a negative thought or a block about a certain area of life, which I'll talk about more in a second, these get trapped as energy in our chakras. So this is why doing the chakra work is so vitally important, so that we can remove these energetic blocks, so that this energy, the blocks are removed from your body, so that you can embody the feeling of your desires, whether that's a 6-figure business or going full-time in your business or whatever it is. Let me know if that all made sense for anyone who's a chakra newbie. So the 3 chakras that are associated with the feelings that I spoke about when I tuned into what everyone needed right now: fear, confidence, there's 4 different things, trust and faith, and surrender. Those are the root, sacral, solar plexus, and crown chakra, and I'll go through and explain those for you. Essentially, each of our chakras represents a different area of our life. So let's just go through the root chakra first and how this applies to your business. So your root chakra is where fear is stored, money mindset stuff. So in order to manifest your business to a full-time business, to go from a side hustle to a full-time, You really have to work on your money mindset. You really have to look at what is blocking you. And I guarantee you that it probably has something to do with stuff you were taught as a child, or whatever your parents or your family or your friends believe about money. So that's why we have to work on not only grounding and clearing out the root chakra, but also reprogramming the negative beliefs that are there around money. And like I said, this is where fear is stored. So there's some really easy ways to balance your root chakra, like spending time in Mother Nature, using like this bracelet right here is a crystal. I can't remember what this one is, but essentially any like reddish colored crystal or like a darker black colored crystal is good for grounding. You can see that I have all the chakra colors on because I just recently was like, I need to go buy every color so I feel more grounded and aligned. But there's many different things that you can do for your root chakra. And when this shows up in your business, this is related to the systems that you have in place in your business, your income producing activities, and doing ones that you actually enjoy, not like running a Facebook ad just because you feel like YouTube told you had to, or not. It's basically just doing shit that fucking lights you up and not doing all the things that the business world is telling you that you have to do, because you don't have to fucking do any of it. Only do what feels aligned to you. So I'll be talking more in depth about that in the program, in the Full-Time Biz Queen program. But essentially, this is where we work on removing the fears. It has a lot to do with like the trust and the faith too, but that's more so crown chakra in my personal opinion. The next chakra, the sacral chakra, is related to surrender. And I'm not doing a deep dive about the chakras on this particular webinar because many of you are familiar with them already. But if you're not, go download the Chakra Ebook like I mentioned. I'm also going to copy and paste the link in the comments below for easy access. Let me just grab it real quick. Because there's a lot of things that I am not explaining fully about the chakras just for the sake of time. Let me get the link. There we go. Okay. All right. So next is the sacral chakra. This is all about surrendering. Emoji me below, let me know, have you ever struggled with letting go of control? Have you ever considered yourself a control freak? I really don't like the way that I have to sit right here with this. I'm going to see if I have enough juice to go back to this because I'm like fucking straddling the bench that I'm sitting on. All right. So let me know, where's my control freaks at? Recovering control freaks, who can relate? So I was always a control freak, and being in corporate America and being taught to hustle and do all these actions and run all these Facebook ads and do all this stuff that actually didn't feel good to me by prior business coaches, it continued to like build this story that I had to control everything. I had to do all the work. I had to manipulate the results in order to make a certain amount of money or whatever. Until I learned that that's not fucking true. So you are a co-creator with the universe. This is why I pray every day and ask the universe, the angels, God, to guide me, to show me what to do, to show me what to post, or show me who to talk to, or show me if I need to not work. Because I don't have to do this by myself, and neither do you. Okay. My battery's not lasting, so I might have to move again in a second. Jacqueline says yes, for sure. Amari says me. Yes, babes. Okay, so the sacral chakra really helps you surrender. Surrender that control. It does help to develop the faith, although again, I believe crown chakra work is really where you're going to step into the faith even more, and I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But when it comes to your business, well, let me back up a second. Some ways to ground and clear out your sacral chakra are spending time by water. If you can't do that, that sounded really country, taking a sea salt bath. You can also use any orange colored crystal. You can also read my Chakra Ebook, link below. But the areas in your business that apply to the sacral chakra is how good you are at receiving money specifically. Because again, so many women, including myself, how I used to be, and I'm still working on the next level of this for myself. So many women are uncomfortable telling people how much they're charging or charging what they're actually worth. They're uncomfortable for people to pay them for their services. Give me some emojis if you understand. We gotta go back to this weird angle of me straddling the bench again. But, you know, that's why you guys are probably here, because you want to keep it real. We're keeping it real. All right. So, here's a perfect example. When I launched my second business, I started out charging $111 an hour for a coaching call. I charge 4 times that right now, like a year and a half later, and the rates are about to change again. And it's not because I'm cocky, it's not because of any of that. But it's because I've been doing this shit for 8 years. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know I help clients get amazing results, and I know that I'm worthy of it. I know that I'm worthy of abundance. And when I was charging a lower rate, I mean, you have to start somewhere. There's nothing wrong with it. I tended to attract clients. I loved them, but they were more in a scarcity mindset, or they were more draining. They weren't necessarily my dream clients. And again, that's fine. That's why I create free resources and free programs so that I can help everybody. But to work with me one-on-one, like, that's my energy, that's my knowledge, that's my time. And this applies to you as well. I'm just explaining it, like, you know, coming from my perspective. And also, if you don't charge your worth, you're actually, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's actually a disservice to your client when you charge less than what you actually feel you should be, because you don't feel worthy. Because when the client is making that investment, they're investing in themselves. Yes, they're sending the money to you, but they're investing in themselves. So I remember one time I signed up for this coaching program, and I was paying the coach like $2,000 a month. And yes, I was paying her the money, but it was like my signal to the universe. Like, I am ready for like the next motherfucking level. I'm investing in me and my growth. So if you're charging less than that, then your client isn't going to get this. It's like what I was talking about earlier. How did I say it? You get in what you put out. So if you're putting out this vibe of like, I shouldn't charge anymore because I don't know if you want to pay me that much and I don't know if I'm worth it, like, that's not going to show your client how to feel worthy. Let me know if you guys know what I'm saying. So I'll talk more about this in depth in the program. But that's a little bit about the sacral chakra in your business. So on to confidence. This is your solar plexus chakra. These are all the lower chakras. So when you're manifesting in business and life, your idea comes in up here through your crown chakra, the 5D, the heavens, whatever you want to call it. And it has to come through every chakra, ending at your root chakra to birth into the physical reality. So the lower chakras are vitally important, and it makes so much sense to me right now that these were the messages that I got this morning, because right now, what's happening in the world, like, this is all the fear energy. All of this shit is moving out of us, and we have to remove this shit, because it's like our manifestations are going to get stuck up here, and like they can't get out if we're not grounding our lower chakras, and we're not removing the fears. So the solar plexus chakra is all about confidence. It's all about your worthiness. Some ways to balance this chakra are spending time in the sun, doing ab work, wearing the color yellow, yellow crystals, and there's more in the ebook. Link below. How this applies to your business, it's the things that I actually just talked about. It goes hand in hand with that. Your worthiness, charging your worth, and we'll do a deep dive on more in the program. Let me check the comments before I briefly talk about the crown chakra. Julia says, I feel that way for my photography business all the time. Not knowing the right way to ask for money, how much, etc. I totally get that. That's why I love helping my clients go through that, because it's such a specific case-by-case basis. And this is something that I've had coaches help me with in the past as well. But it really, yeah, there's so much I want to say. But to condense it, it's going to be different for every business. But if you really work on the solar plexus chakra, you'll know intuitively what you really wish you could charge. So the more you can work on that solar plexus chakra and your worthiness, the more you can follow through. Jacqueline says, I've undervalued my work for so long. I totally get it. And I've been there, love. And it's a process. Tamara says, I bought a program before from you, but I really appreciate the free resources. Absolutely. That is what I'm here for. Because I know that everybody, I mean, I do my very best. Like, here's the thing with also another bonus tip with charging for different programs. I have like a different tier of programs. I have programs that you can work with me for $22. I also have programs where, can't do math right now. It's $5,000 to work with me. I have some that are $10,000. There's many in between, like 111, 333, 222. So I have payment plans. I have different options for every single person, but when it comes to my one-on-one time, that's something that it just has to be more. But yeah, I also have free resources as well because I have been through lots of pain with money, lots of struggle with money, and came out on the other side, which is why I teach everything that I teach, because I've been super fucking abundant and I've been super fucking not, and I've come out of that, and I want to help other people know they can do the same. So since I've been in that situation before, I know that sometimes, even though you're trying to do all the things, like my dress just like hit my foot, and it felt really weird. And I was like, who's that touching me? So yeah, I know that everyone's in different journeys, so that's why I offer what I can for free as well, because I really want to help as many people as possible. Okay, so the trust and the faith, this really goes into the crown chakra, and some great ways to balance our crown chakra is to meditate, what was the other thing that I was going to say? I just completely blanked out. To use crystals that are like amethyst, moonstone is also good for your crown chakra. And where this applies to your business is your connection to the universe. Like I told you guys earlier, all of the 16, 17 programs I've created the last year and a half in my new business, they've all been downloads because I'm connected, because I'm meditating, because I'm praying, because I'm tuning in. And it's like the exact perfect programs to call in all my dream clients. And that's what I teach my clients to do as well, because it gets to be easy. It doesn't have to fucking be hard, and you get to do what you love. So that's what I got for you guys today. We didn't go through all of the chakras. There's about half that we didn't go through, but I did give you guys some bonus tips on some of them ones we didn't go through. So I want to open it up to questions now. I am going to come back to Tamara's question. I'll get to hers first. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I have some other things that I'm going to be talking about as well, so don't leave now. Like, we still have a little bit of time together. But I want to open it up. Let me hear from you. What questions do you have? And like I said earlier, all of these things that I just shared with you, the chakra work has been the fucking game changer with me on how to take my business from the side hustle to the full time back when I did it. And every time since then, how I've gotten to the next level again and again and again in my businesses. And the way that I explained it today, I didn't go in exact order of the chakras, but essentially in the program, they build on each other. So there's certain things that we go through first, like we go through, your systems that you have in place, your income producing activities. We get clear on your money mindset. We get clear on how much you're charging. We get clear on your mission. We get clear on where you're holding yourself back from speaking your truth. We get clear on your intuition, how tapped in you are to the universe. So it all like stacks up, and it's all moving parts that work together. So let me know what questions you have below. I'm still scrolling up to find Terrence. When you started your online business, how did you manage or balance getting started? I'm spending so much time on social media and finding it's not good for my mental health. Great question. So I had a corporate job where I worked more than full-time hours. I was on call 24/7. Sometimes I worked 80 hours a week. I was also doing my master's degree at the same time. So I spent about an hour each day during the week, or I would just spend a few hours on the weekend, depending on what happened with my schedule during the week, because sometimes I wouldn't get home from work until like 2 o'clock in the morning because shit would happen. So that's how I did it. Even now, like, this is why it's important to identify income producing activities instead of just scrolling. You don't have to be on social media all the time. I spend 2 hours a day on social media, and I usually work 3 to 4 days a week. And I don't get on social media on the weekends anymore. I just spent the last 18 days off, not the last, but I just got back last week from an 18-day social media break. And since I've gotten back, social media is full of so much fucking energy, especially if you're an empath and there's so much crazy shit happening in the world, it's going to drain you. So I do what I have to do for my business, and I fucking get off my phone. I get off social media. I don't fucking look at it. Sorry. If you're my friend, like, we can talk in real life. You can call me or FaceTime me. That's it. It's draining. So that's where it comes in with really knowing what activities are really building your business. Because most of the time, spending time on social media isn't actually going to build your business. Let me know if that answers your question, Tammy. Any other questions, loves? Okay, so while I'm waiting for any other questions to come in, let's move the angle again so I don't have to keep straddling. Because this bench that I'm sitting on is hard on my coochie. Let me get my tea. I'm just going to briefly talk about a last couple of things. So if you want to know more about the rest of the chakras, what chakras to work on, what spiritual and practical strategies to take your side hustle to a full-time business, then my full-time Biz Queen program is here. We're kicking off officially on August 10th. The early bird special ends this Friday. I didn't think about what today was. Today's Tuesday, so this Friday. So the early bird special is if you sign up, you get my soul aligned sales course as a gift. And this program is essentially for any of you who are really craving, like your heart is just craving the spiritual and practical tools and support, the sisterhood, the mentorship, and just the love to really take your full-time business, or I just said it in reverse, to take your side hustle to a full-time business. You don't have to do this alone, and I promise you, when you do it with other people, if you're feeling led, you're going to get there so much more quicker, and it's going to feel so much easier. And like I said earlier, everything I'm teaching in this new program, we just scratched the surface today. We talked about like this much out of what we're going to be doing in this 3-month program. And this is like an exact roadmap of everything that I did to get my first business full-time in less than a year back in 2013. And what I've done the last 8 years, what I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars learning to make it easy for you. So you don't have to go through all the pain and invest in all the fucking coaches that are just going to tell you to do Facebook ads and hustle. Because I want to help make it easy for you. So, did I give you guys all the options? So just reach out to me if you want to talk about it to see if it's a good fit for you, because it's not a good fit for everybody. There is only 7 spots for the one-on-one option. I do have just a group coaching program option as well. There's unlimited spots for that, but there's only 7 spots for the one-on-one, so you can just emoji below. You can private message me. You can email me, however you want to reach out. Instagram, I don't care. Reach out to me however feels best for you. Let me know if you want to talk about it to see if it's a good fit for you. If you're interested in the one-on-ones, I do have an application process for that because it does need to be a good fit for both of us. And I do also have a group coaching program, the Lightworkers Abundance Academy, that you can talk to me about as well if that's something that sounds good to you. That's more of a beginner program, but that's okay. There's probably some of you on here that are listening to this that don't already have a business. So hit me up if you want to chat about that. Our next call is this Thursday. And we're going to have an amazing guest speaker, my friend Kenya, who's a healer. All right. Looking at the comments. Celia says, I love your approach to life, so thankful for your wisdom. Oh, I'm glad. You are so welcome. Tamara says that helped. I do love us scrolling. You're welcome. How do you get more genuine followers, says Tiffany. That's a very long answer. To put it simply, for the sake of time, I have lots of thoughts that I'm trying to simplify right now. It's really just about connecting with people, and not connecting with people because you want them to buy your shit, but making friends. Like, how do you make friends in real life? You find some common ground that you have. You say, hey girl, where'd you get that patchouli oil? Hey girl, where'd you get that amethyst? I love crystals too. Just reach out and have conversations. Like, I gotta straddle again. This is the funniest webinar I think I've ever done, with my battery dying and having to straddle the bench. don't talk to anybody the way, like, how am I trying to word this? I never message someone or talk to someone in a way that isn't the same way I would talk to one of my best friends. Because I don't give a fuck if people buy stuff from me or not. I'm just here to help them if they want me to help them. I also have free resources if that's what they want. If they don't want anything to do with me, that's fine too. So it's just about genuinely connecting and caring about people and getting out of your head about it and just treating them as you would your own best friend. I also have a program specifically about that called the Soulful Social Media Academy, which is a self-paced online course. If anyone wants information on that, definitely reach out and let me know. But that's also something we'll be diving in more in the Full-Time Biz Queen program. Tamara says I need to manage my time better. Totally get it, girl. Root chakra work will definitely help with time management and solar plexus chakra. Ed Mari says that's actually me right now. I'm still working 40 plus hours on my master's and working to be free from working for someone else. I love the idea of 1 hour a day doing your business, whatever it is. I've been trying to do one thing a day to elevate my business, and it's been feeling good. Exactly. And I'm glad that you said that, Edmari, because that reminds me. So one of my clients, Edmari is one of my existing clients, and she's in the Lightworkers Academy with some of my other clients as well. And the girls in this academy, I just created it like 2 months ago. One of them messaged me yesterday and told me that she just cut her hours back at her full-time job just from applying the things that I'm learning in that beginner program. Another client messaged me today in that same academy and said, I think she got like several new clients that just showed up from her website and bought stuff from her. And she's like, I'm manifesting so quick, I can't even keep up with it. So the thing is that I'm making the point of is like consistency and consistently doing the right things that feel good to you. And I didn't say this earlier, or maybe I did. I think I said it in a different way. But the reason why the chakra work and the mindset work is so important is because you could spend 10 hours a day doing all the actions, but if your mindset is fucked up and if you have limiting beliefs and energetic blocks in your chakras, you're not going to get results. But if you clear your chakras, if you get rid of these energetic blocks in your chakras, if you reprogram your mind, clearing your mindset, reprogram your limiting beliefs, you can do the same actions in only 1 hour a day and fucking manifest a shit ton of money. Because that's your mindset, and your chakras equal your vibration, and your vibration is your point of attraction. You can't have a $40,000 mindset if you want to manifest $100,000 a year. This is why we have to do this work. We're about to run out of time, so let me get to these last couple questions. Jacqueline says, what high-paying activity works the best to start finding your perfect clients? You just have to start with what feels exciting to you. And I know that's a very general answer, but again, this is why I like to take people in my programs and work with people in my academies, because everybody's business is going to be different. What everyone enjoys doing is going to be different. When I first started out, what I really loved doing, do I even remember? That was 8 years ago. Facebook. I started out with Facebook. I didn't have anything else. I had like 200 friends on Facebook. I always connected with people. I've always been a connector. I'm a Leo after all. So I just started talking to people on Facebook. At one point, it was Facebook groups and meeting new people there. The last couple years for me, it's been Instagram and Instagram stories because I love that. And a combination of this Facebook group and doing videos for you guys. That's really, I don't really do much else. I don't really do that much else. Okay. Tiffany said, I'm curious about that as well. Let me know what you were curious about, Tiffany. But the most important piece, Jacqueline, with a high-paying activity to find your perfect clients is to work on your mindset and your chakras. Because your dream clients will find you. You don't have to chase. You don't have to do all these things. Like, yes, action is important. Like I said, you can't just sit there and meditate all day. But your dream clients will find you. You just have to raise your vibration by working on your mindset and working with your chakras. And when you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, as Abraham Hicks says, the right high-paying activities will come to you. That's where it comes back to prayer, connection, asking God, angels, universe for help. Let me know if that answers your question, though. We have like 2 minutes left, so any other questions? You're welcome, Tiffany. Everybody just take a deep breath and let it out. We covered a lot of stuff today. Put your hands on your heart. Close your eyes if you want. We're just going to say a prayer to the universe right now, or whoever you want to pray to. God, angels, universe, please help these beautiful women and men that are attending this webinar be guided. Please help them to develop the confidence, the faith, the trust. Help them to surrender. Help show them what activities to do in their business. Help show them how to turn their side hustles into an abundant, full-time business that lights their heart up, fills them with joy. Please guide them. Please show them the way. Please let them know every day that they're being guided, that they're supported, and that they have an entire team of angels and guides that they can tap into at any time. Please lead them. Please show them the way. Just breathe into your heart and breathe out. I do have to go, but I have to pull a card for you real quick, they told me. Excuse me. You're welcome, ladies. I'm glad that my energy is grounding because I have to work a lot on my root chakra because I'm very floaty since I'm always meditating and praying, and I'm a Leo, so I have lots of fire. Don't really have much earth in my chart. Just a quick reminder to wrap everything up. The early bird special on the Full-Time Biz Queen program ends on Friday. We start August 10th. We also have different programs on social media, sales, all other kinds of things. I have a beginner program as well, the Lightworkers Academy. You can message me if you want to join any of those. If you don't, no worries. There is an application process to work with me one-on-one, so reach out if you want to know about that. This webinar will be up. I'm like looking up because I'm like, what else did I forget? This webinar will be up for 1 week, so you have 1 week to listen to it, binge it, take notes. And don't forget that you can qualify to win an oracle reading with me. I took my notes down. So the 3 things that you have to do, let me open my notes back up, are number 1, invite 10 people to the group. Send me a screenshot at jess@therealjbomb.com. Post on Instagram and tag me at therealjbomb or on Facebook and share your biggest takeaway from today's webinar. And then share the recording link with at least 5 friends. And then I'll announce the winner next week when the webinar comes down, so you have some time. You're welcome, ladies. What's the one message? I just need 1 card. What's the one message that my beautiful, not 10, 1 message for my beautiful sisters and brothers on this webinar today? Here we go. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, give you guys a bonus. We have focused intention, Diana. Think about what you desire. Set your heights. Fucking A, I can't talk anymore. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. It's time to fucking dream big. It's time to stop playing it fucking small. It's time to stay focused. Let go of fucking distractions. Detox your life. Detox people, places, situations, habits, beliefs. Focus on what the fuck you want. You're a goddess or god, like this bitch right here. Okay, perfect. My guides and our angels are smartasses all the time, and they just showed it again today. We have charity, prayer, and contemplation, which is what we've been talking about for like the last hour. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. I don't think we need to explain that one anymore. Okay, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here today. Reach out to me if you have any questions about what we spoke about the program that I shared, about anything. I love you all. Sending you so much love, all my hugs, sending you healing vibes. Stay grounded right now. Work on your root chakra. The energies are crazy, but you got this, and I'm here for you. Bye, everybody.